What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to take a look at Vechain. And what Vechain is essentially a blockchain platform designed to enhance supply chain management and business processes. And the Vechain platform consists of two distinct tokens. Vechain token, short for VET, and Vechain Thor Energy, short for VTHO. Now, the Vechain platform claims to provide a 360-degree view of necessary information linked to a product and its business processes. So with this platform, it can be used to track quality, authenticity, storage temperatures, transportation mediums, etc., things of that nature. Now, Vechain uses smart chips or RFID tags and sensors. And with this, they can broadcast key information onto the blockchain network that can be accessed in real time by authorized stakeholders. So their main initial plan and goal right now is to disrupt the supply chain industry by making data actionable and transparent. So without further ado, let's hop over to the charts and let's check out how Vechain is currently doing. And alright, so here I am on CoinMarketCap, and before we take a look at Vechain, I always like to reference Bitcoin because usually if Bitcoin is doing quite well, the other cryptocurrencies tend to follow suit. Now here we have Bitcoin around the 54K mark, give or take, and we can see that it's currently in the green and all the other cryptocurrencies seem to be following as well. And at least for the day, if I were to scroll down Vechain, and we can see the position at Vechain right now, I believe it's in the 20s, so let me see if I can see. Right here, 22, and we have the price point around 6 cents. And you can see the last 7 days, the percent gain has been quite high. And their current market cap, at least for today, is essentially 4 billion, right? So here we can actually go ahead and click into Vechain and just check out some more things about it. But pretty much, I mean, if you were looking at the chart right now, and I'll deep dive into the candlesticks and I'll go on TradingView and see more details. But you can see here pretty much Vechain has been hovering around 0.00534, whichever cents you want to go, but it's essentially under 1 cent for the most part. And then recently, you can see in 2020, it decided to go above 1 cent. And then recently, we just see it spike up. And all of a sudden, it reaches 2, 3, and now upwards we had pretty much we're at now 6 cents right here. And for the last 24 hours, the trading volume is quite a lot. We have 822 mil being traded, and it's currently saying that it's down 24.91% from the average. But here, let's go ahead and let's hop over to TradingView right now. So, I mean, we can see here, and again, this is just my short-term predictions and just outlook on Vechain. Obviously, long-term, this can change drastically. So just remember, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Make sure you do your research before making any investments. But I mean, if we just check it out right now, for pretty much the past few days, right? So we hear about the end of February, and then upwards to pretty much March. We can see that Vechain has been trending upwards, and let's just start around this point right here, and we can see the percent increase. And if we were to go to all-time high from right now, at least for the last few days, if I can bring over this chart here, let me actually zoom because it's not showing me because I got some things in the way. But let me shrink this a little bit more. And then let's just remeasure this again. So I'll start here like at the end of February. And we can see here 88+% gain. So, I mean, depending on when you got in, just recently, I mean, you're close to looking at, potential 2x plus in your investments. And, I mean, we can see the history, right? So, for the most part, Vechain was doing not much. And then all of a sudden, we see it spike up, consolidates for a bit, and then pretty much drops back down. And now we're at right here, and we can see actually this, like, if we zoom in, this red candlestick, and depending on what time frame you're looking at, obviously you can tell, but it seems like people are selling off right now. The RSI was slightly considering almost that it was overbought, but seems like there's this massive sell-off right now, at least short term. And I mean, we can go even closer. Let's just do like a 30-minute maybe, see how that looks. And then if I were to essentially make this larger, it'll be easier to see. But yeah, I can see quite a big sell-off right now. And in terms of my current thoughts and what I think on Vechain, right? So as we can see, Vechain is actually doing quite well in the past few weeks. So I'm not going to be surprised if the price decides to dip. I mean, we do have some support, and depending on which time frame you are, but it looks like there's some decent support around this mark right here. And then you can see, because we're touching at this point, also this point here, and then essentially again at this point. So basically we have about 3+ touches, almost 4 technically. And right now it seems like it's right on that line. So again, when you're watching this in the future, that's going to be different. But if we were to break down here, I mean, we have some more support falling down. And then pretty much, I mean, in terms of like the worst case scenario, We could see it dropping below pretty much the 3 cents mark, give or take, even going past that. But in terms of the future and how far I think I can go, well, I think I usually like to measure it based off of the market cap, right? So like for instance, if you were to measure it, and let's just go back to the actual main page. And if you want to say, for instance, it looks like Vechain changed the position recently, but look like this, right? So let's just say it's hovering around the 4 bill, 3.9 bill market cap, right? So if we see it take its place potentially above maybe the top 10, we see that's a 7 bill. So if you were to multiply the market cap right there in order to get to the 10th place, if not higher, assuming these numbers are the same, let's just round this up to 8 to make life easier. That's potentially a 2x, making it at essentially almost an 8 bill market cap, right? And then if you were to match this closer with some of the top 5 cryptocurrencies, now we're looking at like 30 plus bills. And if not, we have Bitcoin obviously at trill, right? So again, it depends on how Vechain does and how much money is being pushed into it. But at the end of the day, in terms of like short-term price predictions, I'd say 2x's are quite conservative. But again, we'd have to see Vechain getting adopted more globally and seeing more use cases for it in order for us to see that massive increase in price. Because for just a 2x, guys, remember, it has to literally double in market cap. So you'd have to see $4 billion coming from somewhere. And then if you were to multiply that even higher, you know, looking at 2, 3, 4, 5x plus, then you would just do the math in terms of like what that amount would equate to, and then the price would translate over there. So if you see like, oh, somebody says it's going to 10x, well, if you think the market cap can reach 10x whatever this is, then that could potentially happen. But again, that's just speculating. We don't know yet. But short term, we'd have to see Vechain adopted globally and see more use cases. But like here right now on the website, here's some solutions. And I mean, there's some videos showing like the basics of it, but like for instance, for supply chain with foods, you can tell whether your food is of quality and, you know, if it had all the inspections passed through it. There's also retail solutions. That's probably an easier example to understand. And you can see here all the other examples that they have, logistics, you know, automotive, things of that nature. So these are just some quick references on what they do, even agriculture too. But overall, I mean, if you want to deep dive into Vechain, I highly recommend you check out the white paper because it has much more detail in it. And it's just better to understand versus just looking at, you know, the current price points. But yeah, let me know what you think about Vechain and its potential. Do you think the price can continue to increase, or do you think it's going to correct for the short term and then slowly increase over the next few months, if not next few years? And aside from that, if you made it this far in the video and you want to get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850, then all you need to do is go to the description below and sign up with the first link. And as long as you deposit $100 minimum or more, you'll be able to receive 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. And there's also ways you can purchase cryptocurrencies on Webull as well too. So if that's interests you, feel free to check out the link down below. And aside from that, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, share this with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.